I'm Tim Stevens, and this is the 2025 Subaru Outback. Since the mid-90s, the Outback has been a practical and capable choice, but does this tall wagon shape still make sense in a market dominated by SUVs? We're going to run you through all the numbers, and we'll give it the full Capital One review treatment to find out. Under the hood, there's a 2.4-liter turbocharged flat-4 engine that makes 260 horsepower and 277 pound-feet of torque. It's connected to a CVT and it has an all-wheel drive system as well. It'll do 22 miles per gallon in the city, 29 on the highway, and 25 mpg combined. Up front, we have Subaru's LED steering response headlights and then 18-inch wheels on all four corners wrapped in all-season tires. Out back, we have a power hands-free liftgate that opens to expose 32.6 cubic feet of cargo space behind the second row. Fold that down, that expands up to 75.6 cubic feet of cargo space, and the Outback is rated to tow up to 3,500 pounds. Inside the Outback, there's seating for 5. The outboard seats out back are heated, as well as the front seats here too, and we've got a heated steering wheel as well. We've got an 11.6-inch vertically oriented touchscreen which has navigation integrated in it, or you can bring your own through wireless Android Auto or Apple CarPlay if you like, with a wireless cell phone charger too. All of your media plays through a Harman Kardon sound system, and we have a digital rear view mirror too. All right, those are all the numbers in the Outback. Let's take it for a spin. Underway now in the Subaru Touring XT, which means we have basically the top of the line Outback. There aren't really any options on this car because at that point there aren't really any options to add. Touring gives us niceties like the Napa leather that you see here and other weird stuff like there's a CD player built into the armrest, which feels a little bit dated. On top of the luxury stuff in the Touring trim, we also have the XT option, which means we have the bigger motor up front here. Again, that 2.4-liter flat-4, 260 horsepower, which gives this Outback a lot more acceleration than the base Outback. But it's still connected to a CVT transmission. It's a CVT that's pretending to be an automatic transmission. It does vary its revs and pretends to do shifts to make it feel like an automatic. But there's still that kind of rubber band feel when you put your foot to the floor. There's just that sort of delay before any acceleration happens. And while you do ultimately get some good shove and some good acceleration out of this car, it's ultimately not that responsive. As you'd expect, given the height of this thing, there's a lot of body roll out here. This thing is leaning back and forth pretty good as I go through the corners. The steering actually has a nice directness to it. There's a sharp ratio here, which means it turns in pretty quickly. There's just not a ton of feeling though when you're in mid-corner. But ultimately, this is a machine that's more about all-road everyday drivability. You can tell by the way that this thing has its stature that this is meant for kind of light off-roading, and the all-wheel drive system has proven over the years to be very good at that. And I can also drop it into an X-Trail mode if I need to, which will basically lock the differential in the middle a little bit more quickly, giving me more power to all four wheels and a better chance of getting out of whatever I'm stuck in. So for people who are into all-roading, getting into a little bit of light off-roading, or if you've just got a tricky driveway, this is, as ever, a really great choice for that. And a hugely practical car too. I mean, there's a lot of cargo space in here, and even good towing too. Subaru classifies this as a mid-size SUV, and even though it's a different shape than your average mid-size SUV, to me it's a much more practical machine than a lot of them. And also, as someone who's been driving Subarus for many, many years, to me this will always just be a tall wagon in my heart. But if I were out there buying a Subaru Outback today, I don't think I'd go with the Touring XT. Again, this is the top-of-the-line trim. Price for this car as configured is about $44,000. You can get yourself into a base Outback with the smaller motor and without the Napa leather and the other niceties for about $30,000. And that means you still get all the practicality, all the drivability, just in a slightly slower machine with a little bit fewer niceties. You can save a lot of money. That's how I spend mine.